Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football update show. Uh, we've got AFC North matchup going on for you. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. We'll talk about tonight's game. We'll get to all that, but first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football trivia question. It's a Baltimore Ravens trivia question. Which Ravens Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner's first career interception? I'll have the answer later on the podcast. It's Thursday Night Football, Week 11. We have a great AFC North matchup for you tonight. The Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals are battling it out right now at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, and it's 7-3 to 3 Ravens in the first quarter with 2:58 to go. And it's fourth and 4 at the Baltimore 37. The Ravens have the ball. The Baltimore Ravens are coming off a 33-31 dramatic loss at the hands of the Cleveland Browns last week. The Ravens will look to rebound after the loss to Cleveland and a fourth quarter collapse in Week 10. Like Cincinnati, Baltimore saw its four-game winning streak come to an end, and it's 3-2 against the spread ATS in the past 5 games, and 3-2 ATS in the past 5 games at home too. Uh, the Bengals will be looking to bounce back. Now lost to Houston last week, so and so uh, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens are in a familiar spot, leading the AFC North through Week 10. The past 2 seasons, they've been passed down the stretch by Cincinnati. A win this week would make that prospect a good deal less likely in 2023. The Ravens host the Bengals on Thursday night with a chance to sweep the season series against Cincinnati and take a 2.5 game lead over the last place Bengals. And every team in the AFC North has a winning record. And Baltimore's 31-33 loss to Cleveland last weekend tightened the race considerably. Every game for us is a must win for us, but not just because it's a division game, Jackson said, but I believe our team is definitely a lot uh, hungrier just from what happened Sunday in the division loss in a close game. Um, this is the fourth time in 5 years Baltimore has led its division after the end of Week 10. The Ravens haven't finished first since 2019. The four teams are playing each other this week, with Cleveland 6-3 taking on Pittsburgh on Sunday. That means the 7-3 Ravens can expect to fall out of first place if they lose. Cincinnati is 5-4 for the third consecutive season. The Bengals managed to win the division in 2021 and 22 and reached the two AFC title games and a Super Bowl. Another loss to Baltimore would give them quite a hill to climb out of. A big part of the year for both of us, Cincinnati quarterback Joe Burrow said, they're coming off a loss. We are coming off a loss. We are both trying to win the division, so it's a big game. Uh, Burrow's 347 yards passing and 2 touchdowns last week was evidence enough that he is fully recovered from a calf injury that dogged him early in the season, but 2 fourth quarter interceptions and a dropped pass hurt Cincinnati in a 30-27 loss to Houston. Burrow called it one of the most frustrating defeats in a 4-year career. First with the Bengals down 27-17, Burrow overthrew tight end, Drew Sample in a and was picked off by safety DeAndre Houston Carson with 3:53 left. The Bengals had the ball on the Houston 14-yard line, and quarterback Shaquille Griffin stepped in front of a pass that Burrow tried to force into the end zone. Cincinnati had a third and goal with under 2 minutes left, and Tyler Boyd couldn't find the handle on Burrow's sharp pass over the middle. The Bengals had to settle for a field goal to tie the game, then lost on a field goal by Houston's Matt Amendola as time ran out. Jackson has completed 70.3% of his passes this season and has a passer rating of 98.1 combined. That with his running ability, and he's an MVP candidate again after winning the award in 2019. Because of injuries to both quarterbacks, Jackson and Burrow have only faced each other 4 times, with Baltimore winning 3 of those meetings. Jackson threw for 237 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Ravens beat Cincinnati 27-24 in September. Burrow passed for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns with an interception. The Bengals will be without one of their top receivers and starting defensive end. Receiver T. Higgins is out with a hamstring injury, and defensive end Sam Hubbard will miss the game with an ankle problem. Hubbard was out last weekend too, and his contribution to Cincinnati's run defense was sorely missed. Houston's Devin Singletary rushed for 150 yards. The injury situation will never be perfect for any of the teams we are playing against for ourselves, defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo said. That's why your roster has to be deep, and you've got to be able to count on those guys. Baltimore will be without tackle Ronnie Stanley has a knee injury, and cornerback Marlon Humphrey has a calf and is doubtful. The Ravens have trailed for less than 30 minutes total this season, but they lost in overtime to Indianapolis on a late touchdown at Pittsburgh and on a last play field goal against Cleveland. Baltimore has outscored opponents 79-16 in the first quarter, but hasn't been nearly as dominant in the fourth. Coach John Harbaugh said came to his quarterback's defense this week. I just wouldn't rather have it any other quarterback in the league than Lamar Jackson in a tough situation. We all try to do our best in every situation. We all try to build and improve through all these experiences that we have, and he's no different. Harbaugh said, "I just love his competitiveness. I am a Lamar Jackson guy. That's my guy. I believe in him, and I take him in every fourth quarter situation from here until I am done coaching." The Ravens are 19-3 at home in regular season night games since 2008. The Bengals have lost 13 straight on the road in that situation. So this is going to be one of those games. I think it's going to seesaw back and forth tonight, the lead. And we'll get to talking about more about the game in a minute. But right now, it's time to reveal the answers to today's Sports 101 Football Week 11 trivia question. As the Ravens won, which Raven caught Hall of Fame QB Kurt Warner's first career interception? If you said Ray Lewis, you are correct. In 1999, during Kurt Warner's first start, Lewis caught the future Hall of Famer's first career interception. I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. And the second quarter of the game is just getting underway, and I'm going to give you a first quarter update The Ravens scored their first touchdown of the game, and it was a Gus Edwards left end for the 3-yard touchdown. And Tucker's extra point is good, and it was 7-0 Ravens. Uh, and the Bengals were not able to score a touchdown. And Eli McPherson's 50-yard field goal was good, and it was at 4th and 6 at Baltimore 31. It was good, and it was 7-3. Ravens had to punt after going 3 and out, 3 plays and 8 yards. Then the Bengals had to punt after going 3 and out, 3 plays, 7 yards, and then the Ravens had to punt again after going 3 and out, 3 plays and 6 yards, and they were not able to get the score a touchdown. It was a 4th and 11 at Baltimore 16. Eli McPherson's 53-yard field goal was no good. It went wide left, so it was a missed field goal. And right now, that's where we stand at 7-3 with 14:55 left to go in the second quarter. And I have the Ravens. I don't know who my brother-in-law is taking, whether it's Baltimore or Cincy, but I'll let you know on the post-game show. So I really think I'm going with Baltimore, and I think they might get the win. But then again, maybe Cincy will. We'll have to wait and see. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Thursday night football update show. I'll be back with the post-game show once the game between the Bengals and Ravens has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.